Hello, you are with me, the voice of ability owner for persons with disability. United Nations statistics estimate that over 600 million people live with disability globally, and over 400 million people live with disability in Africa. 40% of Africa's population are made up of people living with disability. 10 to 15% of school-age children in Africa live with disability. Ghana's population is over 32 million, and 8% are people living with disability. How does this impact on persons with disability in terms of policy formulation, marriage and family life, education, healthcare, employment, and so on? For those of us in the disability community, discrimination and stigmatization is the root cause of almost every challenge we face. However, success only comes to those who know how to overcome their challenges and not those who know how to avoid challenges. So join me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability, as I navigate my way through the riveting stories, the unbelievable experiences, and the life-transforming journeys of persons with disability on the Helping Hand TV show. Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of the Helping Hand TV show, where we seek to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. And like I say, you're welcome. Welcome to my world where disability is not inability. Special thanks to DV Unlimited Company Limited and FCC Fasti Chapel, my proud sponsors. And special thanks to you for tuning in to your favorite show on TV. It's a Helping Hand TV show. I'll go for a quick break. When I come back, I'll introduce you to the episode for today. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, you are with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability, and today I want to introduce you to someone with so much ability. Some people call her the greatest friend, others call her the sweet companion, and others still call her the faithful worker. She is dependable, reliable, and adorable, and she's committed to lending you a helping hand anytime, anywhere. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome DV Cleaners.
DV Cleaners Alata Samana Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Aloe Vera Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Body Lotions, DV Cleaners Hair Shampoos, DV Cleaners Hair Conditioners, DV Cleaners Liquid Detergents, DV Cleaners Hand Wash, DV Cleaners Floor Cleaners, DV Cleaners Toilet Cleaners, DV Cleaners Cake Soaps, and now introducing DV Cleaners Hand Sanitizers. For bulk purchase, call us on +233 278 308 246 or +233 244 467 326. DV Cleaners, one of the top most made in Ghana products. DV Cleaners, proudly Ghanaian.
And so remember that anytime you purchase any of the DV Cleaners range of products, you are lending a helping hand to a person with disability, and you are supporting H4P Organization's special advocacy for persons with disability. DV Cleaners,
Nature's finest touch.
Welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. With me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. This is the special edition of the Helping Hand TV show, where we are assessing the state of disability issues in Ghana. And I'm glad to have with me the PR of the H4P Organization, Mr. Philip Tete, to help me dissect the issue. So he will be my in-house guest, and then we would have a guest that would speak about his experiences. He will talk to us about what his opinion is concerning the matter. But first of all, let me welcome Mr. Philip Tete back to the show.
Thank you very much, Bishop. It's always exciting to be on the Helping Hand television show.
Thank you so much for your time. We are discussing the disability community. We want to move things forward. It's a new season for all of us. We want to move everything forward. We want to improve on what we are doing. So let me start by asking you, how important is it to keep investigating, assessing, and examining the state of disability issues in Ghana so far?
Thank you very much, Bishop. And like I said, it's always exciting to be on the Helping Hand television show. Thank you for the great job you're doing. And thank you for your consistency. I mean, several people are getting so much benefit anytime they watch the Helping Hand television show. So we say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bishop, an organization like H4P, the issue of assessment is paramount to us because we are heading somewhere. We are seeking to bring improvement, development, and advancement in disability-related issues in Ghana. So assessment is in the right direction. We get to know the ups, we get to know the down moments, we get to know things we could have done better, things we failed to do. So what can we do to remedy the situation, the things that inform the reason why we didn't do what we said we would do, and all that. So I think assessment is in the right direction, and it helps us to improve. It helps us to notice the things that were the strong points. Because sometimes you can be doing something right, but because you're not assessing it, you trivialize it and you won't build on it. So we look at the things that we did right that gave us the difference or the different results that we are enjoying, then we can improve on them. Then the things that we attempted to do but didn't yield the desired result, we know how we can avoid them or see what we can do around it to make it better to give us the desired result. So it is in the right direction for us as an organization.
Definitely, all the various disability organizations, they have a target they want to achieve. They have a goal they want to achieve. So these assessments help know whether we have to correct course, whether we have to remedy things, whether we have to put in more effort, so that eventually we get to where we have to get to. For today's episode, my guest is the Greater Accra Regional Chairman for Ghana Blind Union. His name is Mr. George Abilsi. Very, very exciting, very, very interesting man. The Helping Hand team visited him, and my first question to him was the general economic state of the members of his union, especially the Greater Accra Regional Unit, the Ghana Blind Union. What is their economic status?
Most of them are teachers. Some of them are, let's say, work with the civil service, and then some of them too. They are there, no work. What do? They have to depend on the streets, and that is how they. For them to live, they cannot to live on. They will not sit down to die. So if you are not, you don't have any gainful employment. What do? You have to. It's not their wish to do that, but necessity. They are forced to do something that they don't want to do. But what will they do? So for that one, in fact, there is an improvement. Yes, because I've seen that most of the persons with disability, including the blind persons, are now having gainful employment. If you go to the teaching, yes, there are many. Go to civil servants, civil service. That is the those are the digital samples. You see, most of them social worker they are there. One of them are employed. Even if you enter into the center manager office, you see blind people there. In the company, blind people are there working as craft instructors. I said, yes. So in fact, most of them are doing well. Those days where people with disability were looking on charity. Let's just go and give them something small. I will just go and throw them with a coin. That coin will not last him for the whole of his life. There's a saying that says, teach the person how to fish, so that he will know how to fish and give him the fish every day. Not every day you'll be able to get the fish for him. But if you teach him how to fish, and he knows how to fish, he is okay. Every day he can also fish. That's why we need persons with disabilities and other blind persons also to help us to also get ourselves well equipped. Maybe education, anything that will keep us well equipped is what we also want. Not to depend on charity that you give me today, and when I finish expending today, tomorrow I have to go and look for some again. But if I'm well equipped, I'm employed, having my gainful employment, then what I want to do, like other people, I can also do it, because at the end of the month I know I will get something to take care of me and my family.
We'll be right back.
Success is a product of hard and wise work. Here's 60 Second Success with the Bishop. Stay tuned.
Welcome. Welcome to 60 Second Success with the Bishop, where I give you success nuggets for a successful life. Whatever level of success you desire to achieve, whether big or small, local or international, you cannot achieve that success if you first don't take the first step. Most people spend so much time planning and yet never take the first step to achieve their dreams. To be successful, you must start from somewhere. And the best place to start from is where you are. A year from now, you will wish you had started today. A year from now, you would wish you had started earlier. The journey of 1,000 miles, it is said, begins with a step. Be bold, be brave, be confident, and start something worthwhile today in order to be successful tomorrow. It has taken 60 seconds for me to give you this success tip, but it will take more than 60 seconds for you to put it to work in your life. So start your journey to success now.
Welcome back.
Okay, so Philip, we have heard from Mr. Abilsi. A couple of things stood out for me. He talks about the fact that there's a difference. Some people are gainfully employed and others are without work. What do you think accounts for this kind of differentiation in economic status?
Thank you very much, Bishop. I think a couple of things can account for this. First of all, the education or the skill set of persons with visual impairment, because for somebody to employ you into his outfit, you should have some level of qualification. And here we are at H4P, we strongly believe that persons with disability must be given things based on merit. Because we know that they have what it takes to deliver. So if you don't have the skill set and the nature of my business, you can't promote it or progress it, then you are starting on the wrong note.
It's also possible that the person gets the job, but just because he's a person with disability, he's discriminated against.
Exactly. So that another structural, issues, so that it's not because the person is not striving to get a job, but the environment is not disability friendly. Bishop, I also think that parental support or family support can also play a role. A child is given birth to, the needed support from the family is not given to the child with disability. At the end of the day, we are going to make this person to become stranded, because if you don't do anything about this child whilst he's growing up, when he grows up, the story wouldn't change, because something must be done for different results to be achieved. So I think that also is a very important thing. Then the next thing has to do with governmental interventions. If there are not appropriate structures put in place by the government to absorb persons with disability, no matter the efforts the family would invest into developing their ward with disability, at the end of the day, it will amount to nothing. So some of these things must be considered and must be well worked at, so that all the parties involved, be it family, be the individual or the government, if we create these structures, it is going to help to most likely reduce the number of the unemployment rate amongst persons with disability, specifically persons with visual impairment.
Definitely, we have to look at some of these systemic barriers that hinder persons with disability. But one of the things too that stood out for me, quite interesting, Mr. George Abilsi talks about the fact that in as much as most disabled people don't want to go on the street to beg, that seems to be the logical choice, because they don't want to starve. They can't get employment, they can't get a job to do, so they can't starve, so they go to the streets. My question really is, Philip, is that really the only choice?
Bishop, I really beg to differ on this particular subject, saying that resorting to the street is the only option that is left to them. I remember there was a time you interviewed an MP, then an MP, who was having discussion on disability-related issues, and he cited an example of somebody who is on the streets. They got in touch with this person, trained the person, because the person was on the street because the person didn't have any skill, didn't have any education. So this person was brought home. I mean, a business was set up for the person to start working. After 2 weeks, this person went back to the street.
I remember.
The person said that he was making more profit whilst on the street than having to start his own business to be his own boss, because it looks like it was a slow process for him. And I think that wasn't right at all, from the disability community.
Sorry to cut you there, but this is the reality on the ground. There's a fact. People tend to get more money on the streets than if they are employed at work. I have spoken to people, disabled people on the streets, who have told me that sometimes within a day they can make close to 2,000, 3,000 Ghana cedis. Imagine, Philip. It will take quite a lot to take such a person off the street.
And so it's become a lucrative business. And I've also had encounters where, Bishop, I hear stories from people, they would point out to a person with disability and they will tell you that this person has this number of houses, has this story buildings of how, like, these are the number of properties this person has. And the person comes back to the street and takes from people. And for us, we frown at this because that is not what we stand for.
I seriously have to look more into this, because the information I have is that there's even an association of street beggars.
I mean,
yeah, that disabled people who are on the streets, they formed an association. I can't speak to it because I don't have my facts so clearly. This is an information that was sent to me. I have to look at it because it looks so lucrative being on the street, and yet we are preaching the dignity in disability, and we have to be careful with this, how we go around it. So definitely, H4P, you have to look into it and see how best we can rally the disability community, maybe have a roundtable discussion and see how best, because frankly, I seem to understand the fact that if I'm making so much money on the street and you go and put me in a job that I don't make that much money, I still have children to take care of, I still have bills to pay. I think it's a dicey issue. For me, what also stood out in his submission was the fact that he says, instead of always giving fish to the person to eat, you have to teach the person to fish. And when you have taught the person to fish, the person would know how to go about economically being sufficient and self-reliant.
it's interesting just that the scenario of the guy who was trained was given the skills and the wisdom on how to fish, but he prefers that I wouldn't want to go and fish. I like you to always give me the fish. So it is a concept that we use in the disability community, that teach me how to fish so that I wouldn't have to come back to you for you to give me fish. But we should be willing to go through that process of change, and we need to arrive at a good conclusion and solution to it.
Definitely. Well, I go ahead with my interview with my special guest, Mr. George Abilsi, and I ask him the state of disability issues in Ghana, especially from his privileged position, what he thinks is the state, how is the health of the disability situation in Ghana like?
Yeah, to me, the disability issues are not well handled. Why? Because at times they think, like they will tell you, they will ask so many things. When they get the platform, they will talk about disability, but the implementation is just, when they say there, it ends there. After the end of the program, that's the end of the whole thing. In every society, any program at all, people, when they come out with their plans, they draw their plans. They have something that they think is the first priorities that they have to deal with before they come out. So they will say, we want to come and do 1, 2, 3. Already they know of 1 or 2 or 3 who they think that is the most important thing for them to do. So they only add up the 4th and the 5th ones, the 10th. When that means the first 1, 2 is what they are looking for. But because they don't want to just stand on the first 2 lines or 3 lines to do something, they bring in other programs. So when but they deal with one they feel is important to them more than the other one that they added. So I think it's because of that. They don't take our issue to be their priority. They look for what will be good for them. But our problems are other ones. Or if you are able to do it, good. If you are not able to do it, after all, this people, oh, that is what is bringing persons with disabilities down. But they've forgotten that if you look at the population of Ghana, you even mentioned, they say you are the largest minority. Yes, we are also we contribute to the population of Ghana, and we also contribute to the development of Ghana. So therefore, if any policy that they are coming out planning to do something, they should at least remember that we should be put among the priorities, that areas that they want to tackle. But if they don't bring it there and they put it at the bottom, when will they come down there to pick up that program, that idea that they just mentioned down there, that disabled will do this, disabled person? No, it should be among the first top priorities, so that if they're implementing it, they will not jump from 1 and then they go to 10, and they will have to go in line.
Well, Philip, another interesting one there for me is the fact that the very moment I asked him about the state of disability issues, he first pointed fingers at the government, at the politicians, and not the family. He's first looking at the government, the politicians, and not the family of the person with disability.
And Bishop, I keep saying that if the leadership of the nation gets it right, the society would get it right. If the leadership of the country are able to set things in order, everybody would have a blueprint that we can follow. But if there is nothing of the sort, I mean, there will be confusion galore. So I think that it is in the right direction. Leadership is supposed to take the lead. It's important that leadership must take the lead. Let's initiate things that would make the disability community in Ghana feel comfortable, feel a part of society. Let leadership express interest in creating an all-inclusive society in Ghana so that persons with disability would be okay. Persons with disability have rights and that the leadership of the nation must give attention to. We don't have to demonstrate before you give us attention. We don't have to fight before you give us attention. We don't have to make a lot of noise before you give us attention.
Definitely. We must always live having posterity in mind, that we must leave a legacy, something worthwhile that the next generation can hold on to and build from there. Well, I go ahead to ask my guests this interesting phenomenon about the two main political parties having a disability desk, whether it is even effective. I asked him his opinion about that situation.
Yeah, we looking at them because this is the first time they have come out with this, the disability desk and disability caucus and all those things. So we see, we will call them to answer because they have come up with this thing. If really they want to involve persons with disability into their programs or into their political areas, then they should make sure that it works well. Because first it means that they were not even thinking of persons with disability to be among them. Now they have created desks for the person with disabilities. We'll see what that table will do for person with disabilities. But as of now, we cannot predict whether it will be good or it is not good. But now they pretend they are bringing in person with disability for their campaign, their what and what is there. If you go to MPP, you see there are people there. If you go to NDC, you see disabled people there. So we are waiting for them, then we'll not hold them accountable. You said ABCD. Have you done it or not? That's why we can now know, tell them what on their manifesto, what they put there for a person with disabilities.
Well, another very interesting. Well, I mean, I just like my guest because he's very clear. He's very factual in what he talks about. One of the things that stood out for me is a statement he made. He talks about the fact that the political parties pretend to bring in persons with disability. I mean, as if they care. This is about how many times are we hearing this? We keep hearing that from the disability community that they are noticing this trend. They are pretending, and this, according to my guess, the fact that they pretend to bring in persons with disability and it shows that they care. But he makes a statement and he says, "But we will see."
Yeah, because the experience over the years haven't been so pleasant for them, and you can't just, I use the word, deceive us that you are doing something. You can just come up with something to represent something. So in as much as we are happy, we are not too impressed. As a community, we are happy that you have taken a step, but we are not impressed. And we don't want to be carried away by the steps that have been taken. We want to see works. So we have done the talk shop. It is now time for us to get into the workshop. Let us see an evidence of what you are talking about. And I would counsel the current or the new government that they should put in every effort to prove themselves to the disability community. And we would respond positively towards you.
Definitely. We know that the media is a very important tool, a very important agency in shaping the national discourse, in driving the economic, political, religious agenda of the nation. So I go ahead to ask my guest what his impressions are about the media.
The media, one thing I always talk about the media is many radio stations, the hosts there are not doing the correct thing. Like they want to incite people against others. I was in a car, just an example. Then one radio station, I don't know the station because I entered the car when the person was already talking, insulting somebody. That in his village, when said people come to the village, when they see him, they run into the village because the person is a dwarf. Look at this word, using to insult somebody's father. If the children or the wife or the family hears these words, will they agree? If they hear that you are insulting my father or my mother or my auntie or my sister, will you agree? You don't like the person, but he has also got family, and you are inciting people. So when I told the driver, my brother, I don't like listening to certain the station, he was laughing. That is interesting. That is what he likes. That means he was happy the way they were insulting that man's father, that somebody's father, on radio, on air. There are certain radios in the country with the station there, nothing like only insults. And there's no educative word. And this is what caused Rwanda. So in fact, I want to plead with the media. We are begging them. They should know how to control their tongue when they are on air. Because if anything if Ghana catches fire, we person with disability, the vulnerable, where are we going? Some will say, "Oh, I'll run. I'll go to America. But where are we running to? The vulnerable, the women, the children. We are not strong. Where do we go? So they should manage their language when they are on air. They should know how to control themselves when they are speaking. They should not bring words that will incite people to cause problems into the country. For Ghana, we are all from one mother. We don't have two Ghanas. That if you sack me here, I'll run to the second Ghana. No, Ghana is one, and we are all one. You go to the Volta region, you say, Akan don't like you. You go to Asante region, the Voltarians don't like you. You go to upper northern region, the Akan don't like you. All this does not help the country. Tribal politics will not help the country. The media is to educate, but not to incite people to cause problems. And you do that, the people who don't have anything, you will do that when the problem comes, you can run away. You have already made your everything set. Then when you hear plant, you are gone. But look at me, a black man sitting here. Where do I run to? Look at the old man in the room. How can he run to? The old lady, the children, the vulnerable. Where are they going? So I plead with the media. They should know how to control themselves, but educate more than insult, bringing policies of insults. It will not help the country.
Well, Philip, another interesting one there.
Yeah.
For me, I took notice of the passion with which he talked about how people insult other people on radio stations.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
It's the music segment on the Helping Hand TV show.
Standing here, not knowing how we'll get through this test, yeah, but holding on to faith, you know best. Nothing can catch you by surprise. You've got this figured out, and you're watching us now, yeah, yeah. And when it looked as if we can't win, oh God, you rubbed us in your arms and stepped in. You stepped right in, and everything we need you supply. You've got this in control, and now we know that you made a way. When our backs were against the wall and it looked as if it was over, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. Oh, you made a way. Thank you, Lord. Now we're here, yeah, yeah, looking back on where we've come from. Oh God, because of you and nothing we've done, yeah, yeah, to deserve the love and mercy you've shown. Your grace was strong enough to lift us up, and you made our way. When our backs were against the wall and it looked as if it was over, yes, you made our way. And we're standing here only because you move mountains, you cause walls to fall with your power, you perform miracles. There is nothing, yeah, that's impossible. And we're standing here only because you move mountains, you cause walls to fall with your power, you perform miracles. There is nothing, no, that's impossible. And we're standing here only because you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way, yeah, yeah. And we're standing here only because you made it. And we're standing here only because you made a way. Yes, you made
Welcome back.
First of all, let me go ahead and say thank you, Philip, for your time. Definitely, your inputs have really helped dissect the issues and streamline things. Thank you so much for your time. Again, I listened to our guest, Mr. George Abilsi, and when I asked him about what the elected government should focus on, interestingly, he talks about three main things: employment, education, and health.
So, Bishop, I would reverse the how he presented them. So, I'll look at it through health, education, then employment. So that if persons with disability, specifically persons with visual impairment, they have good health, they would be in good position to be educated. And when they're educated and they have the right qualification, whether formal sector or skill set training, they can have gainful employment. Either they become self-employed or they can be enrolled in mainstream, organizations and firms. So that these three things should be given good consideration, or these three things should be focused on for persons with disability. And we know that then means we are calling on government, we are calling on leadership for needed intervention, what can be done to make it easy for persons with disability to access good health, persons with visual impairment. Recently, H4P held free health screening for students in the Krupon School for the Blind, and there were various things we noticed when the health persons came, realizing that persons with disability are neglected severally or in various ways when it comes to their health. So these are things we need to give attention to. Necessary provisions, necessary medications that persons with visual impairment will need to help improve their health is very, very important. In the academic structure we have, more investment should be made so that their learning process, the braille materials they would need for their development and all that should all be made available so that their educational process will be smoother and job opportunities should equally be provided for them as well.
Definitely. That is why we are assessing the state of disability issues in Ghana, how far we are doing, how far we are going, and how well we are doing. Definitely, we have to get to the point where we see disability issues as human rights issues. And no matter how much it's going to cost us, we should know that it is a definite thing, an important thing. And that is why on the Helping Hand TV show, H4P, we'll keep trumpeting it, we'll keep advocating until we get to where we have to get there. We know we will, right, Philip?
Definitely, we know we will. And that is why we keep striving. That is why H4P, we are not quiet. That is why we keep working hard, because we have hopes. We know the future is bright and we must take steps towards that bright future.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Philip Tete. He's a PR of the H4P organization. Thank you so much. Let me say special thanks to my guest, Mr. George Abilsi, Greater Accra Regional Chairman for Ghana Blind Union, and special thanks to DV Unlimited Company Limited and FCC Fire City Chapel, my proud sponsors. Special thanks also goes to all those who contribute to H4P through our mobile money system. God richly bless you. Thank you. It goes a long way to encourage us to keep doing what we are doing. And so if you are out there and you are not yet part of those who support H4P through the mobile money system, prayerfully think through it and decide to help us as we lend a helping hand to the disability community. Well, thank you so much. This all time would allow us. We'll draw the curtains here. I'll come your way again, same time next week. Until then, remember, disability is not inability. Take care of yourselves, and God richly bless you.
And I also welcome Bishop Dr. Charles to Kenya as well. Kindly extend H4P to Kenya. Your work is clearly seen, and your work is clearly seen, and your work is clearly seen. Thank you so much. May God bless you. May God bless H4P. Thank you.
I know at H4P we are proudly Ghanaian. Proudly
Yes.
Ghanaian.
Yes.
And I borrow from Kwame Nkrumah, our founder, when he says that the independence of Ghana is meaningless except it is connected, it's tied to the independence of other African nations. So we cannot stay only in Ghana as H4P, doing what we can do in Ghana, but we spread our tentacles to the rest of Africa and even outside Africa, because we believe that to build a disability community that has dignity, it has to go all over, right?
Definitely.
So this is why we do this show, to bring dignity to disability, to bring hope to those who are hopeless. So all those who contribute to H4P through our mobile money system, thank you so much for helping us do this job. God richly bless you. If you are not yet part of those who help H4P through the mobile money system, I think it's time for you to decide to be a help to the Helping Hand TV show.
You can also support H4P in bringing dignity to disability. Give today via our MTN mobile money on +233 596 313 338. The name is H4P. You can also send your donations via bank transfer. Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited, Rich Towers Branch, Accra, Ghana. Account name is H4P Helping Hand Project Fund. The account number is 20900 308 70805. You can also visit our website H4P Organization.org for more information. Thank you and God richly bless you. H4P, bringing dignity to disability. H4P, perfection is our passion.